China is once again pushing the boundaries of modern engineering. The country is building a railway tunnel stretching across a staggering distance of approximately 30 kilometers, piercing through the heart of the world's highest mountain range, the Himalayas. This railway will connect China's autonomous Tibet province with Nepal's capital, Kathmandu, enhancing connectivity and economic development between the two countries. But as you'd expect, a mega-project of this size is bound to face countless challenges before it becomes a reality, from the unforgiving mountainous terrain of the Himalayas to the treacherous weather conditions that can make construction an impossible task. How will China overcome all of these challenges? And why is the country building this $5 billion railway in the first place? In this video, we will answer these questions by walking you through the details of this remarkable mega-project. So don't miss out. Welcome back to PST Megaprojects. Back in August of 2022, the Nepalese Foreign Minister, Narayan Khadka, visited China and expressed Nepal's aspiration to establish a comprehensive and interconnected transportation network across the Himalayan landscape with China. In response, China pulled up the blueprints for the China-Nepal Railway. The concept of establishing a route between the two countries actually dates back to 4 decades ago. In fact, it was first proposed by China's Mao Zedong, but the implementation of the project was delayed over the years. This was thanks to various reasons, such as the financial and technical challenges faced by both China and Nepal in the past, which made the construction of a highly complex railway across the Himalayas a pipe dream. But now, China's infrastructure technologies and capabilities have evolved exceptionally, and the idea was revived in 2022, a year that saw China investing around $4.3 billion to start the construction of the China-Nepal Railway. The railway is expected to cost a total of $5.4 billion, which the two countries will raise by issuing bonds. This cost averages around $46 million per kilometer. When compared with the cost of the world's longest railway tunnel, the Goddard Tunnel, which stood at $198 million per kilometer, the cost efficiency of China's initiative becomes crystal clear. This railway would greatly help Nepal, as it's a landlocked country that can only economically function by having uninterrupted access to seaports on the East and South China Seas. In addition, Nepal has been struggling with transportation issues for a long time. This is because the country's mountainous terrain hinders local travel, which restricts the nation's economic and trade development. Once completed, this railway will connect 3 major cities in Nepal, easing commuting between them and offering Nepalese citizens a new method of transportation that isn't expensive flights or long car drives. The railway project has 2 sections, one in China and one in Nepal, and the Chinese section is located across Tibet, which neighbors Nepal. The two are famous for beautiful scenery, rich history, and friendly people, and all of that strengthens their tourism industries. In fact, during the first half of 2023, Tibet received more than 24 million tourist visits, and in comparison, Nepal saw 4.7 million tourists for the same period. So direct connection between these two popular tourist hubs would greatly boost Nepal's tourism industry. This new railway project extends to the Ridge Railway, a branch of China's Qinghai Tibet Railway, into Nepal. According to the plans, the total length of the China-Nepal Railway is about 540 kilometers or 335 miles. The construction is expected to be completed sometime around 2033, but there are various challenges facing China and Nepal in their quest to make this project a reality. What makes this project so challenging is mostly the fact that it's being built across the Himalayan region, which encompasses seismic zones and icy glaciers. There are also the constant mudslides, which could put construction workers and equipment in grave danger. These challenges highlight the necessity of deploying cutting-edge technologies in construction to maintain construction quality and safety standards. For example, a big challenge China faces is the construction of the Himalayas Tunnel, a massive tunnel through the Himalayan mountains that the trains should pass through. China initiated the construction of the tunnel in February of 2023, and after 5 months, the tunnel project achieved an excavation progress of 1,680 meters. This is extremely fast and efficient progress, but it's also just the tip of the iceberg. In fact, the comprehensive length of this tunnel is planned to span approximately 30 kilometers. The cold region and the high altitude introduce a significant obstacle to engineers and construction workers building the tunnel. Additionally, as you might already know, the higher you go above sea level, the less oxygen you get. So the deficiency of oxygen in the Himalayas quickly became a concern. In order to solve this problem, the team working on the Himalayas tunnel has turned to using specialized generators to ensure a constant supply of oxygen to construction workers. In addition to that, China deployed the Xinhua Shield machine to speed up the efficiency of the construction. This massive machine boasts a large diameter of 16.07 meters and an impressive mass of 4,300 tons, which allows it to excavate a tunnel equivalent in height to a 6-story building in a single path. It employs forward-cutting blades to cleave through layers of soil, easily dispose of the excavated dirt, and remove it out of the tunnel and away from the site through a conveyor belt mechanism. This is just one example of the advanced technologies China is using to make this mega project a reality, and you can definitely expect China to ace this project as it previously accomplished a similar feat. For example, China successfully completed the Lhasa-Ningxi high-speed railway, which cost around $5.6 billion and involved advanced engineering to overcome harsh weather conditions. In fact, 90% of its route sits at altitudes higher than 3,000 meters above sea level as it moves through mountain tunnels, bridges, and archways. It now features 47 tunnels and 121 bridges, which make up 75% of the entire route. It's also important to note that China is intent on completing this railway because it's part of a much larger megaproject called the Trans-Himalayan Multidimensional Connectivity Network, which is an economic corridor between China and Nepal that the two countries agreed to build after Nepal joined the Belt and Road Initiative in 2017. This mega-project consists of several transportation infrastructure projects, with the China-Nepal Railway being the flagship project. In fact, it includes a number of highway projects in Nepal, including the construction of a tunnel road and the upgrading of the Iraniko Highway, which was shut down after the Gorkha earthquake in 2015. Most of the Trans-Himalayan Multidimensional Connectivity Network projects are completed or approaching completion. In contrast, the railway project was delayed thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic and recent changes to the plans after new feasibility studies were conducted. According to these studies, as much as 98% of the Nepalese section of the railway will be in bridges or tunnels to accommodate the mountainous terrain. There will be 4 stations along the line, with the terminal at Sangku in Kathmandu, and a further extension to Pokhara and Lumbini is planned for the future. Even though Nepal enjoys friendly relations with China and signed multiple agreements with it on trade and transit that allowed the use of Chinese ports for Nepal's trade with other countries, there might be another underlying reason why China is building this railway. Many think that building this railway is a strategic move by China meant to undermine India's influence on Nepal, which increased significantly throughout the 1950s, giving Indians the right to immigrate to Nepal and acquire Nepalese citizenship without any difficulty, and allowing India to place economic sanctions and blockades on Nepal during times of disagreements between the two countries. In fact, when Chairman Mao Zedong first proposed the idea of a link between China and Nepal, he said that Nepal wouldn't need to worry about India once it was completed. So is the revival of the initiative China's way of fulfilling this promise? This could be the case, as the imposing presence of the Himalayan mountains has long isolated China from the Indian subcontinent, but with the completion of the China-Nepal Railway, connectivity between China and the region will increase. The Chinese side of the project is even hoping to establish a direct link between the China-Nepal Railway and the Indian Railway Network, which will further facilitate trade and ties between the two Asian giants. This might be the only way to appease India, because otherwise, this mega project threatens India's goal of dominating the entirety of South Asia. And it has, in fact, tried to obstruct the construction of the railway by cutting off water, electricity, and oil supplies to Nepal. Once the railway is built, it will be impossible for India to cut off supplies to Nepal, and India's control over Nepal will be greatly reduced. In other words, by befriending China, Nepal will be able to break India's dominance in its foreign trade and gain more economic initiative. For now, we must wait and see how China and Nepal will navigate this, as appeasing India could be just as challenging as drilling through the Himalayas. Still, this project is expected to allow Nepal's economy to grow 10 times faster, so we can't help but wish it gets completed to help its country. Well, that is everything for now. What do you think? Will this project help Nepal? Please let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you haven't, please subscribe and leave a like for this video. Your support helps us continue our work. Thanks again for your support, and I will see you in the next one.